Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you all hear me? And you all hear and see me. Look, I'm doing something different. I'm trying to live stream from my car through Zoom, but then I'm trying to do it through live stream it through YouTube. So let me know if y'all can hear me over yonder. See how this is going. I don't know how it's going over on YouTube because zooming through, I'm streaming through I am streaming through. I'm trying to work this technology through Zoom. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I really can't see if you guys are. I can't see if you guys are chit-chatting on YouTube or not, but that's okay. I'm just trying to learn some new technology. Learn how to do things a little different, okay? Doing things a little different. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me pop in over on YouTube and see. Hi, Matt. I had to go over there and peek um over on YouTube because I'm on Zoom, but it's live streaming through YouTube. So I like this guy. I kind of like this, to blur up my background, to do something different. I don't like doing the same thing all the time, especially since I'm sitting in my car. And I like to do things different. Let me see if I can change my background. But I'm not going to bother the background. I'm not going to do all that. Let me know if you can hear me. I think Matt said he can hear me. But come on in, you all. Come on in. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I am well. I am fine. I'm blessed, highly favored. Okay. So what we're going to just talk about briefly, I went to church today. And, my pastor preached on something and he gave me an idea on something to preach about. And I just wanted to really talk about that because, we always want to talk about blessings. We talk about how blessed people are, how blessed we are. And I'm going to read Proverbs 10 and 22 that says, the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich and addeth no sorrow with it. Okay. Because when people say, and he mentioned this, and it's true, when people say that someone is blessed, the first thing is 222, you all. Actually, 222. The first thing people think of is financial blessings, material blessings. We just think, and those are blessings, right? You know, you can be blessed with those things, but for some reason we think blessings are just material possessions, material things. But there are blessings that money cannot buy. There are things like blessings, the true blessings that bring peace. Okay? True blessings that adds no sorrow. Right? There are blessings that add no sorrow. And, you know, I just want to talk about that briefly, right? Like there are blessings where people are just blessed in their bodies. You know, it's a blessing to be healed from a disease. It's a blessing to, you know, be free of a tormenting soul, you know, to be set free from unforgiveness, to be set free from bondage, to be set free from people. It's a blessing. Those are blessings. We have to stop equating blessings with just only financial, because some things we have going on right now, we will give up our entire bank account. We would pay money for to get rid of some things. People would pay money for to get rid of some things that they're dealing with right now. And also the world makes it seem like, you know, with celebrities, because they have mansions and homes and cars and clothes and they can do all these luxury vacations. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not speaking against that. But if you don't have, if you're not at peace, right? If you're not at peace while you have all those things, that's not a blessing. If you have sorrow added to it, that's not a blessing. That's not a blessing. If there is sorrow added to it, if you can't sleep at night, if you have to hustle and bustle and always be scheming and scamming to keep up with your life, that is not a blessing. Okay, that is not a blessing. There is peace when you have a true blessing from God. And it's crazy because a lot of people equate a lot of things that people do, especially in the world of celebrity, you know, celebrity. We just think that God is blessing these people. God is not blessing those people with all those different things. Especially if they're not doing his will, like they're not doing honest things to get it, or they're not doing God's will to get those things. That's not a blessing. It may look like it. We don't, you know, because looks can be deceiving. Looks can be deceiving. You know, people have to keep up a certain image and keep up a certain lifestyle. When you're blessed, you're content. You're content with a lot, and you're content without a lot. You're content in season, and you're content out of season. You're content with much, and you are content with little, because you are blessed. You know, everything that you have, God has given it to you, right? Everything that you have, God has given it to you. You're blessed if you are you are blessed if you can sleep well at night. You are blessed if you have food in your fridge and you have a roof over your head. You are blessed if you don't have a roof over your head, but God is still providing you with a meal. You are blessed to be on this side of earth. You are blessed to be living. Like, you are blessed. There's blessings, and blessings are, to me, things money can't buy. That's to me. Blessings are things money cannot buy. Money can't buy peace. Money can't buy joy. Money can't buy happiness. True happiness. It can add some things to your life, but how long is that going to last? To me, blessings are when you could be at peace in your soul. When your soul is at peace, that's blessed. To me, that's blessed. When you're healthy, When you're wealthy in spirit, that's blessed. When you have no worries, that's blessed to me. I don't know about you all, but blessings bring peace, as the word says. It adds no sorrow. Because a lot of people in this world have a lot of sorrow added, and they'll never understand a true person of faith. They'll never understand a true believer. Because what the world break down and fall under, the pain, a true believer don't see things like that. A true believer will grieve during death, but they understand that we're all going to leave one day. We're all going to leave one day. Our world doesn't fold or crumble when people we love leave us. And I don't know, I wasn't coming to talk about that, but I guess that's for someone. I don't know. Because we understand, no, we're not prepared. We'll never be prepared to lose a child, to lose a spouse, to lose a sibling, to lose your mom, the dad. We're never prepared to lose someone we love. But we understand that we have no control and it's inevitable, which means it will happen. And we have no control over. We want to tend to have control over everything, but we have no control. So I don't know who that's for. Yes, you will grieve. It's okay to be sad. Yes, it's okay to mourn. There's a season for everything, but you have no control. We have no control. We have no control. Right? So that's what I want to come talk about. That's it. Just when you're blessed, it adds no sorrow. Blessing brings peace. Blessing brings joy. You're not tormented in your soul, your spirit. You can rest. You don't have anxiety. You don't have depression. That's when you're blessed. When you're not worried about things that you can't control. That's why now I understand why the word says faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing by the word of God. I understand that now. Because if you're not building up your faith by reading the word of God, it is so easy for you to get sucked into this world and what's going on in it. And the fears and the projection that is going on in the world. If you're not stayed, if your mind is not stayed on him and his promises and his beliefs, it is so easy to get sucked up in this world. And what they're telling you is going to happen, and what they're telling you what may happen, and what they're telling you, anything could happen at any time. We have no control. Milton showed us that. Milton, and what was the other one name? What was the other one name? You all know. I can't even remember the storm name, the one before Milton. They showed us that we have no control. And a storm can come by here anytime and just take us out of here. We just have to always be prepared and ready. We got to be ready to go and check up out of here any moment. We just got to be prepared. We don't know when our time is. A storm don't have to take you out. You can be home and just take your last breath. On your way to work, thinking you're going to work, and boom, yanked up out of here. You just have to be ready. Your soul just have to be right. Spirit have to be right. Mind have to be right. And truly work on building our faith, because there's a lot of people who just are just anxiety ridden, depression ridden, like they got a lot going on, and you can just feel the burdens of people. And I'm not saying no one is perfect. I'm not saying that, because I know I'm not. I got a lot I could be worried about. But I choose to trust God that he's going to, like he has always been doing. When I put my trust in him, he has always, if I tell y'all half of the stuff, half of the things At least I wish I could tell y'all just a fraction of the things that I had to believe God for. He's delivered me because I was obedient and I kept my focus on him. Y'all would be surprised. That's why I say you have to get your own personal relationship. Even if you're not going to a church right now, it's okay. You can have church. You can bring the church to you. You can bring the church to you. And it's not going to look like how the world says it should look. We got to get out of our mind. We have to unlearn how we have to unlearn we have to unlearn how we think people think we should be worshiping God. We have to unlearn that. God will meet you right where you are. He'll meet you right where you are in the situation where you are. Wherever you at, he'll meet you if you seek him. The word says if you draw nigh to him, he will draw nigh to you. That's what I tell people who say that they don't believe in God. Instead of trying to prove that he's not real, you do your own relationship. Don't worry about what's going on in the world with religion, what's going on with the pastors and churches and whatever. Because people always try to find an excuse to discredit God and to say he's not real because of what man is doing. No, you your own relationship. You seek him for yourself. And then you come back and say if he's real or not. You do your own research. You open the word for yourself. You do your own Bible study. You change the way you think for yourself. Don't look at what people are doing in the world who claim to represent him. And I'm not saying that they didn't at one point, because we all could easily be persuaded and deceived in some way. But your job is you find out for yourself. Don't look at what everyone else is doing. I think that's just a cop-out, and that's just a lazy way of saying you don't want to do the work yourself. You want to blame someone else because it's easy to look at someone else than for you to do the research and the prayer and seeking him for yourself. So you want to blame the pastor, the preacher who say they supposed to represent him. You want to look at them instead of looking at yourself and blaming them for the work you're not doing. Because if you open the book yourself, you can find out what you need to, you can find out everything you need to find out. He'll guide you. And that's how it should be. You shouldn't put all the responsibility on your pastor. That's our job, to have our own personal relationship. I don't know everything. I can't tell you. I can't rattle. I didn't go to theology school. I can't rattle off you no scriptures back to back and tell you what genealogy, what lineage, what this and that. I can't tell you none of that. I'm gonna be honest. I can't tell y'all none of that. I know certain things. I know the lineage who God came through. But what is all that going to do for you if you don't believe and have faith? He didn't say you had to know all that. He said you must believe and have faith. That's how you confirm and say that you trust him, because you believe. He wants your faith. He don't want your theology knowledge. He don't want your degrees and he don't want all that. He don't want all that education. He don't want your doctorate and all that. He don't want all that. He wants you to believe. This is why it's being proven, and it's been proven. The world tell us to go get all that education and worldly education and all this. And then you got people who got faith. They're more successful than the people who got all this education, who believe, who trust. They don't have all this debt and all this stuff. I'm just trying to learn you something. Like the old folks say, I'm trying to learn you something. Like they say down here in the South, I'm trying to learn you something, which means they're trying to teach you something. It's all about faith. And if you don't believe in yourself, how are you going to believe in God? You got to believe in yourself first. You got to trust and believe in yourself. You have to trust and believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's all about faith. You know, don't think about all the complications. He said to come to him like a little child. Children believe anything. That's why if you harm a child, I just feel sorry for you. For those who are harming children, who are doing things to children, I feel sorry for you all. I feel sorry for you. We have to go to him like a child. Children believe anything. They're so pure and innocent. They believe anything. They believe they can do anything. It's the world that tells us what we can't do and what we can do. And our families tell us what we can and can't do. Love you, baby. See you later. Mm-hmm. Did you wash your clothes? Mm-hmm. They should have been, you should have washed those clothes and they should have been in the dryer. Who's that? I'm online. That's me. I can't see you. Wait, I got the background. No. Just point to. No. Why? Because no. I don't want you on my, yeah. They can't see me either. Love you. Love you. Bye-bye. Yeah. I'm not being mean. That's assertive and discipline. That's my baby. But yeah, we got to have faith. Faith like a child. I believe some crazy things. And see, the thing is, let me tell you, children are so they're so innocent and wise, and they're so strong in their faith, and they're so courageous. We project all these fears onto our children. We project, them kids don't be thinking about nothing. They think they can do everything. I remember when I was a kid, I did everything. I used to be climbing these trees and stuff. I wouldn't do that now because I've gotten, I've got too much fear in me as far as I'm scared I may fall. But when I was a child, I used to climb these trees so tall, didn't think nothing of it. But now that I'm older, I just feel like I'm a fall. So I don't have any business up there in the tree now. I don't have no business up there now. But when I was a child, I used to climb all the way to the top to these big old berry trees and scooch out there on the branch to shake the tree so the berries could fall down on the tree so we can eat them off the ground, pick them up off the ground and eat them. Wash them off and eat them. Eat the berries. But children are so innocent and so courageous. It's us parents that place these limits on these children, and we give them our fears. We tell them, no, go over here. We tell them not to hang around these people or that person or this person. Kids are innocent, pure. They know. They know. That's why the enemy is always after them. That's why the enemy, hurt most of us or use people to hurt us, abuse us, do things to us. That's why a lot of children are getting abused because they're closer to God, than we are. The enemy attacks us early. Attacks us before we even make it to the womb. Okay? He attacks us in the womb before we make it there. When we come out, he's just been after children since birth, since day one. Since day one. That's why we have to protect the children. They're innocent. They're the purest thing and closest thing to God. Because they don't have all these different, what is it called? These different views, and God can use them more because their spirit is so pure and clean. This is a spiritual thing. It have nothing to do with what people, want to do with their children. No, if someone is doing something to a child, you see it, you got to stand up for them. You speak up for that child. They're innocent. That's why the enemy is after these children, to confuse them. And then he using the parents to do the same thing to these poor babies. Yes, folks can do what they want to do. Those are their children. They can do things, whatever they want. But they're going to pay a price for that. I'm just letting you know, they're going to pay a price for ruining these children, making them think things that are not true. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But in order to be blessed, blessings don't add sorrow. Blessings don't add sorrow. And we have to change our viewpoint on blessings. Blessings is just not money. Blessings is peace. You got people right now They got plenty of money, but don't have no peace. And I'm not saying anything is against money because I'm wealthy. I know I'm gonna be wealthy. I know I'm gonna be rich. Okay, I'm already rich. The money just got to find me. Okay. Look, the money just have to find me. I'm already wealthy. I am blessed. And I'm not speaking against people who have money. I'm not that type of person because I don't think that's right either. But what I'm saying is when you are blessed, you have peace. You're doing the right things with money. People who got money and doing the right things, they don't televise that. They don't have to tell. They don't want to, they don't even want people to know they're wealthy and rich. Because they know how wicked and evil the world is when it comes to money. People who love money will do things to you to get it, scam, lie, anything. So people who have it, they're a blessing in the background. That's why the people who got it, who are peaceful, who are blessed, they will always have more. Because God can trust them with it. Because they're doing what he put them on earth to do. Okay. Look, I'm liking the way my skin look today, you know? Even with my little allergy line. I don't have any makeup. I just have some lip gloss. But I put some extra virgin olive oil on my skin. And some, what is the other thing? Extra virgin olive oil and castor oil. So I don't wear makeup. I'm trying not to wear makeup all the time. You know? Because I like how I look. I like how I look. How God made me is how he made me with my flaws and all. Listen, and that's another thing. We have to embrace who we are. That's a blessing. When you can embrace who you are and how you look, you got to embrace your old age. You know, I know this world is teaching us, that aging is a problem. And when I can recall, I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's Proverbs. I don't know if it's Proverbs, but we're supposed to rejoice and be happy to be aging. We're all going to age. That's what we're here to do. We're born on this earth. You're going to get seasoned. Now, you don't have to become like a cripple. You can take care of yourself, but we're going to age. Embrace that. Like, I just don't be conforming to the world. I'm sorry. I'm not going to conform to the world standards and what they say you should be doing and going to get all these different injections and surgeries and all this here just to hide your wisdom. That's wisdom. To be on this earth is wisdom and is a blessing to have lived that long. Yes, you're not going to look how you look when you were young, 20 years old. Like, I'm sorry. I just think different. I just don't be conforming. I don't subject myself to the world and what they say should be done and what you should be doing and how you should look and what you should wear. And if you don't have this, you're not. No, I just don't believe in all that. That's a form of control. And I'm who God says I am. Okay. I am who God says I am, and I'm going to walk in that authority and that belief. And nothing can take that away from me. I don't need no one else's name to make me feel like I'm somebody. I'm a child of God. My dad is rich, so I don't need nobody else's name on me to make me feel secure. I'm secure in myself. And I wish the world would just let people be secure in who they are. Like, you don't need all of this stuff to make you feel like you're somebody. That's an insecurity. When you need someone else's name, brand labeled on you, that's an insecurity. And there's nothing wrong with wearing those things. But when you can't live without it, when you can't leave the house without it, when you can't move and you always got to be thinking you can't show up as yourself, that's an insecurity within itself. I don't care what nobody there's nothing wrong with looking good. I like to look nice. I love pretty tops. I love pretty cute dresses. I like to look nice. Okay. I like to just be nice and cute all the time if I could. But to have a mindset to where I can't leave out of the house if my face is not beat. I can't live if I'm not wearing this certain bag. Some of the stuff I can't even pronounce. No, that's too much. That's too much. I want to live a blessed life. And the blessed life means I just want to be free in the world, free to be me, free to walk about in the world. That's blessing to me. Everybody have their own definition of blessed and successful. Everybody have their own definition. But to me, to be blessed means to be free. Successful means to be doing what God has called me to do and fulfill on this earth. Not man's success, not all these degrees and education and this. My success is fulfilling the purpose that God has for me, finding out what that is and fulfilling that purpose while I'm here on earth. That's blessed. That's success to me. Not all the degrees, my education, this, that, where I work, who I'm married, where I live, what I drive. That's not success. Because I see a lot of people. I see it. I can sense it. I got a sensitive spirit. I see a lot of people who got all this stuff, and I can see straight through their insecurity. I can see their insecurity from a mile away. No joy, no peace. I can see that insecurity. I can see the pain. I can see the cover up. Before God delivered me, I was one of those people that strive to get education, to do this, to do that, because I was still dealing with that spirit of rejection. And I thought getting those things and joining this organization and doing this thing and going here and going there, doing this, buying that, I thought that was going to do something. That didn't do nothing. That's why I tell y'all, that's why I talk about healing a lot. I'm not talking about this stuff just because it sounds good and it probably popular, which people are not talking about healing. They're more concerned about covering up your brokenness than dealing with it, unpacking. But that's why I talk about healing, because when you get healing, when you get more knowledge, your deliverance comes, right? Deliverance comes when you get more knowledge, when you face truths and when you face things. That's what delivered me. That's what freed me from my insecurities and things I was dealing with, abandonment and rejection and pain and people pleasing. That's a spirit. People pleasing is a spirit. When you can't stand up for what's right, when you don't want to confront people, when you don't want to cause problems, or, when you don't want to, when you avoid conflict, healthy conflict or meaningful conflict, that's a spirit. Everything is spirit. Yes, it is. My baby like, Mom, everything in the spirit. Yes, it is. Everything is spiritual. I don't care what nobody says. Everything is spirit. No, everything is not demonic. Everything is not the devil. Some things is just generational. Yes, but everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. To be honest, the spiritual world is more real than the natural. What we can't see is more real than what we see. We had to go through what we couldn't see. You understand what I'm saying? What we couldn't see is more real. What we can't see is more real than what we can see. That's why if you're not operating spiritually, it's so easy to get deceived by what you see. Think about it. Think about that. When you make a decision or make a choice, you can't see. When you've decided to make the decision, there's no, in the spirit realm, when you make the choice in the spirit, let me say this without, sounding crazy. Like when you say, I made up my mind, I'm going to go to school. When you made that decision, there was nothing you could see when you made that decision. That thing was spiritual. When you made up your mind, you made up your mind. You say, I'm going to make this decision to go to school. There was nothing there to show us that you made that decision to go to school until you start going to school, right? Until you actually registered, that's the natural. But spiritually, you made that decision. You made that decision spiritually. We couldn't see that decision. You just made that decision up. But when you started going to school, we saw that you made up your mind. So that's natural. You see what I'm saying? Can you hear me now? That's what I'm saying. Spirit realm is more real than the natural. Hold on, you all. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. It really is. So that's what I want to come talk to you all about. Um, excuse me. I had to mute out so y'all won't be hearing me clear my throat and coughing and carrying on. Sorry about the first cough. I forgot I'm live streaming so I could cut it off and come back on. But I hope this message blessed and encourage you all. We got to build up our faith. You know that the blessings bring no sorrow. And it takes faith and work to believe. It does. It takes a lot of faith and work. It's easier not to believe than to believe. Because to believe, you really got to, you really got to believe. You really got to have faith. And trust and believe things are going to work out for you. But you don't even see it. You don't see how, but you still have to have faith. You don't see how it's going to work out. But you have to have faith. And sometimes your faith has to be built. It has to be strengthened. I just be believing. I'm believing. Listen, I be believing for some stuff. And that's why it's good not to tell people. If they're not people of faith and who are true believers, which I mean, who really touching and agreeing with you about things you are asking God for, that's in his will, because you can't be asking for stuff that you shouldn't be asking for. Asking for somebody else's husband or wife or something, you can't be asking for that foolishness. I'm gonna be like, you can't get that. I'm gonna rebuke that, you know. You got to go sit down somewhere. You can't be asking for crazy stuff. Like, now you can get it. I ain't gonna lie. You sure can get it. I'm not gonna touch and agree with you, but you can get it. And you better be careful what you're asking for. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But we really got to have people around us who are strong in their faith, who are positive and really believe and trust, who can really believe and trust with you. Because if not, you have people around you be like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, that's crazy. You'll never get what it is that you're trying to get. That's why it's good to believe in faith and not tell people sometimes. Unless you have people that's willing to pray for you, a group of family members that trust and believe God like you do, who trust and believe him for the impossible and all of the craziness. But you really have to have people that believe that with you. So I hope this message encouraged you all. I can't believe I did a live stream. Let me see who's there. I see quite a few people there. And you are welcome. Hey, Robin, I haven't seen you in a while. Exactly, Robin. Yep. I appreciate you all coming in. I can't believe I live streamed on Zoom. I don't know how I look. I have to go back and look at the replay, but I be trying to improve, trying to improve different things. But I appreciate you all for tuning in with me. I really do. I really, really, really do. And then too, when you have faith, like faith like that and crazy faith, you just got to, you're going to look crazy to some people. You are going to look crazy to some people. I was watching this little young girl, her mom, they're homeless. They live in a hotel. I saw her channel on YouTube. I wish I knew her name. But you know how you scrolling through YouTube, and I came across this video, young girl, I think she's like 11. She got her YouTube channel, and her mom and they're homeless, and she was just talking about different things, what got them there to being homeless. They got a hotel, they're not people who you should look down on, you should look down on anybody, but they're normal people. They just can't afford, to live, in a stable home. And I'm trusting and believing God is going to put them somewhere. But I ran across them, and I saw someone in the comments, and the girl, she was like, they're a Christian family. She believes in God. She's thanking God for what they have. They have a nice hotel. And she was talking about how they packed all of their things into a bag. And it was a person in the comment, and she was like, you mean to tell me you believe in a God? Like this, people think like this now. This is the craziest thing. That's when you don't have faith and you have no relationship with God. You don't understand certain things, right? And in the comment, the lady was saying something like this. She was like, you mean to tell me you still can talk about a God who watch you all go into homelessness and you're still grateful? I mean, like the commenter couldn't believe that this little girl still was trusting and thanking God, although they were homeless. The commenter was like, I don't understand. I could feel the, I could feel the like, in the spirit of the commenter, because they don't understand and comprehend that God is not limited to you having a roof over your head. He's not limited to you, like you can't put him in a box. He's God with the roof over your head or without a roof over your head. He's God in, death, and like he's still God. That don't make him not God, because we're not, and I'm not saying their situation was like this, because we'll never know how a person got into homelessness. People really just can't afford certain things. And people really do depend on other people. So I'm not speaking on their situation because I don't know. We're all one paycheck away from being homeless. We are all, I'm going to say we are all, most people. I say most people. So I'm not speaking on their situation, but just because I'm not managing my finances, or just because I'm not being a good steward, that don't mean God is not good. Like, you can't limit God based on your circumstances, your situation, what you got going on. You can't say, well, you're not God because I can't manage my finances. That's crazy. That's stupid. And people are so angry because folks are believing in God and they're trusting, and they still care and love and still gonna give him glory and still gonna give him honor and worship. People still can't believe that. The little boy had cancer, and the commenter came in there, and the little boy was saying that God, he was saying that, if God didn't think I couldn't do it, he wouldn't allow me to go through this. And the commenter came in there saying, it was such a disgust, because the little kid was still glorifying God in his disease and his pain, and like, this is a child. I think the child was like 9 or 10, maybe 8 or 9. And he was just so innocent and pure. He was still giving God glory in his state. He said, if God heal me, fine. If he don't heal me, I'm still fine, because then I'll be with him. Like, people don't understand this stuff. They don't understand. That's why I tell you can't put God in a box. People get mad because folks have faith, regardless of their circumstances. My circumstances don't determine how I believe in God. Me catching the bus or got my own car don't determine if I believe in God or not. I believe in God in both circumstances. Roof over my head, roof not over my head. Food, no food. That's what's wrong with the world. The world think God is Santa, like we just get everything we want, even if we're being irresponsible. If we're irresponsible, if we're sinning, if we're in sin, full-blown sin, and God don't do what we want him to do, we mad at God. People got things twisted. People got things twisted. They just can't believe that folks still trusting and believing in a spirit they can't see, because they don't have no relationship with them. Even in people diseases and sicknesses, they still trust in God. And folks mad, and they big mad. And I don't understand it. If you don't believe in something, why you try to convince somebody else not to believe in it? If you don't believe, don't try to get somebody else not to believe. That's you and your unbelief. Why does it affect you? Because I still believe. And I still trust. With the house or without a house. With the roof over my head or living in a hotel. With living on the streets or without living on the streets. Because through it all, God be teaching us stuff. There are lessons to be learned. There are no losses. There are always lessons. And people get big mad. They straight up get big mad. I mean, the enemy is so bothered because people are still believing, because they can't wrap their little small pea brain around believing in something that is greater than them. And because things don't go our way, that should stop us from believing. That's the most idiotic thing that I ever heard of. That sounds like how Satan is. That sounds like the devil, how he wants you to do what you want to do when you want to do it and make you feel like, oh, there's no consequence. You do what you want to do, how you want to do it to people, but there's no consequence. Oh, it's consequences to everything. Mm-hmm. There are consequences to everything. You want to abuse, all of that. I had to clean my phone lens. Yeah, make us feel like we can do what we want to do. I don't want to do what I want to do because I don't want them consequences. I'm glad there's somebody there to tell me, okay, you shouldn't be doing this. Just imagine if we just had a lawless land, like we didn't have no laws in place to keep people in check, we'll be a mess. This world be a mess because people do anything they little perverted mind want them to do. Anything they little perverted, lustful, disgusting mind want them to do, they'll be doing it to people. They'll be doing it to children, old people, everybody. Just imagine. Folks got things twisted. That's all I can say. But to be blessed is to be peaceful. Okay? If there's no peace in it, it's not a blessing. That's all I can say. If you blessed, you need to be peaceful. And whatever it is. And whatever it is you're doing. If there's no peace, that's not a blessing. And you got to be a strong individual in this world. where people are always trying to encourage you to do wrong. They're always trying to encourage you to do evil. They're always trying to encourage you to scam. You got to be a strong person. You really got to know who you are in this world, where they're trying to get you to conform and do and be and say and agree to all kinds of foolishness. You really got to be strong, and you really got to know who you are. You really got to stay. If you ain't got no relationship with God, I don't know how folks doing it. I just don't know how they're doing it. That's what I don't understand. If you ain't trying to build no relationship with God, I don't know how people making it in this world. That's my belief. I don't know how they making it if they don't have no personal relationship with God in this world, where they're trying to get you to conform. They're trying to get you to agree. They're trying to get you to hate. They're trying to get you to, to do all kinds of stuff. And you can't just sit there and fold and just bend and just say, okay. No, you got to stand up. You got to stand up and you got to speak up. And you got to know who you are in Christ and trust that God is going to look out for you, regardless of what situation you find yourself in. You just got to know. That's all I'm saying. You just got to know. But you all, be blessed. Let me go. I got to find me something to eat. I don't know. Today's Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to eat today. Cook me a salmon or something like that. I'll find something. Make me a salad. Something healthy. Look, something healthy. I'm trying to beat them sugar cravings. I bought me some berries. So and some grapes. So when I'm craving those sugars I talked about, I can go pop one of them in. But you all be blessed. Enjoy your Sunday. Get out and vote. Y'all go vote. Don't forget to vote. Some people say vote or no count, but just go vote. Vote. Can't tell folks who to vote for. Just get out and do it. That's all. Pray about it. You get your guidance. If God tell you don't do it, you don't do it. If he tell you to do it, you do it. That's all I can tell you. But you get out and you do what you're supposed to do. Okay? So you all be blessed, and